As an Azure administrator or network architect, you are responsible for designing the foundation of secure and scalable communication between your Azure services. That foundation begins with your virtual network, but simply creating a VNet isn't enough. You need to make design decisions that will stand the test of growth, security, performance, and integration. Let's walk through the key considerations you must account for when designing Azure VNets. When you're designing your first virtual network in Azure, start by carefully planning your IP address ranges. Stick to the private ranges defined by RFC 1918, like 10.0.0.0/8, 172.16.0.0/12, or 192.168.0.0/16, because once these ranges are set and resources are deployed, changing them later becomes disruptive. Overlapping IP addresses, especially across peered VNets or hybrid environments with on-premises networks, can break communication. So always think ahead and define a scalable CDR block that avoids conflict with any current or future environments. Once you have your VNet in place, segment it using subnets that logically separate workloads, such as web servers, application layers, databases, or bastion host. Subnetting isn't just a technical necessity, it's a powerful design decision that allows you to apply fine-grained network controls through NSGs and route tables. Make sure you're designing these segments not just for today's requirements, but also with future services, appliances, and growth in mind. Security should be top of mind. You can use these subnet boundaries to build layered security zones, isolating your database layer from public-facing services, routing sensitive traffic through NVAs or Azure Firewall, and enforcing east-west control using application security groups. Think about where private endpoints or service endpoints will be needed to keep access to Azure PaaS services internal, cutting off unnecessary internet exposure. Connectivity is another area that demands foresight. Ask yourself, will your VNet need to connect to others? If so, plan for VNet peering. Will you need hybrid integration? Use VPN gateway or express route. For outbound internet access, consider Net Gateway or Azure Firewall to manage egress. And if you plan to centralize shared services like firewalls, DNS, or VPN in a hub network, then a hub and spoke topology is your best friend. Don't forget to enable gateway transit if you want spoke networks to use the hub's connectivity resources. You also need to respect scalability and platform limits. Azure places limits on things like the number of VNets per region, subnets per VNet, and maximum IPs per subnet. As your environment grows, especially in large enterprises, you will want to monitor these limits closely and build with scalability in mind. DNS configuration is another crucial piece. Azure provides default internal DNS, but for more control, especially if you are integrating with on-premises zones, you should configure custom DNS servers directly in the VNet settings. These settings cascade down to all subnets and connected VMs, so plan accordingly to avoid name resolution headaches later. Routing control might seem invisible at first, but it plays a big role in network behavior. While Azure manages system routes by default, you can take control using user-defined routes to steer traffic through NVAs or firewalls. If you are funneling internet traffic back to on-prem, you will need forced tunneling. Always audit your effective routes so you're not caught off guard by unintended traffic paths. To keep your network healthy, enable diagnostics and monitoring. Tools like NSG flow logs, VNet flow logs, and Azure Monitor give you the visibility you need to detect misconfigurations, blocked flows, performance issues, or unauthorized access attempts before they become real problems. Finally, don't overlook redundancy and high availability. A VNet lives in a single region, but your workloads don't have to. Design across availability zones or even multiple regions to survive outages. Use features like global VNet peering and Azure Front Door to ensure users always have a path to your applications, even during regional failures. Designing your VNet well means building a network foundation that can grow securely, perform reliably, and integrate seamlessly with everything else in your cloud journey. When you are designing virtual networks, make sure to refer to the RFC 1918 address ranges shown on the screen. These private IP ranges are essential for building secure and non-conflicting network architectures within your Azure environment. Always plan ahead and choose a range that avoids overlap with existing or future networks. When you are designing virtual networks, it's important to avoid using reserved IP address ranges as shown on the screen. These addresses serve special functions like multicast, broadcast, loopback, and link local communications, and are not meant for general use in your VNet address space. Always exclude these from your planning to ensure proper network functionality and avoid conflicts. So, what's your key takeaway? Designing your VNet isn't just about assigning an IP range and clicking create. You are building the backbone of your cloud infrastructure. Think ahead. Plan for scale, security, and seamless integration with both Azure native and hybrid environments. A well-planned VNet can save you months of headaches down the road.